because you can just sacrifice the creeps over and over and over again, and eventually you'll get the EXP lead, and the safe laner won't be getting as much farm. And I think that's kind of what TNC are shooting for here. I mean, obviously when you pick a lich, that's what you want, but more than anything, just try to force a reaction on the Empire. Don't let the CK get a free lane. Don't let him get to that critical mass where every single one of your heroes just kind of flops over.
You know how I feel? Like, I was trying to think about like what that feeling is. You know the feeling when you're the 4 position, you smoke up and you push out and you run into the other 4 position? You know, I realized it's kind of like when you run into your ex. You know, it's like that awkward like, oh, hey. You know, and you know, like what you were doing, just kind of like, you just kind of end up stopping for a moment. You're just like, let's just go our separate ways.
Yeah, you kind of want to ask how they're doing, but at the same time, you kind of don't.
Yeah, you just want to get out of there.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right, a re-smoke by TNC. 2 smokes popped before the horn blows. See if TNC get really good first blood here. This would be sick. FN's going to pick up the bounty rune, run straight to his lane, and not expect this. Torrent straight into a bunch of right clicks. Cuckoo's not even leveling. He does like, I don't even necessarily need Shadow Strike to use it to help get the killing blow.
First blood.
First blood on a Storm Spirit, going to be late to the lane as well. It's going to help Cuckoo go straight into, I don't know, you don't really get fast bottle here, right? You just get more null Talismans?
Yeah, double null seems to be the standard. Because it just allows you to harass and get the CS that much more, and you're not expending a ton of mana early anyways. So you're kind of just throwing out a dagger here and there, going for the last hits. Should be pretty safe bet just to grab the second null and then go on from there. He might have also got a salve too. Okay, there we go. In this particular lane, it's also nice to get the full wand going because you are against the storm.
Spams a lot of this. Remnants out. Bottom lane is actually going to be Lich Naga. That makes a lot of sense. Naga starts with a lot of armor. 437 is going to get caught here. Fisher block into a bolt. The Torrent's going to slow them down, so he might actually get out of here. Resolution does not have Reality Rift up, so he does actually live somehow. Great Torrent from Tim.
Yeah, it's a full-on tri-lane. I do like this. We talked a little bit about it. The Lich being able to just soak the farm and give your tri-lane an experience advantage, I think is more than enough reason to put this lane itself together and just kind of hope that Sam H can do well in the 1v1 against the Clockwork.
And it's not just him, right? Like, Cuckoo has the advantage in the 1v1 over Storm Spirit as well.
Yeah, of course.
So, locking down these supports, maybe still winning the lane. They could actually win all 3 of their lanes with this setup.
That's the hope, because they're going to need to against the CK.
Yeah, that's true.
And even if they win all of the lanes, to be completely honest with you, I think that Empire has that kind of team where, you know, you get a good stun into an AA blast, and you could have a farm advantage. You still die.
Yeah. Yes. All right, they have a little bit more kill potential. You can see them kind of chipping away at Raven. I think they're thinking about maybe we can make a go. The Reality Rift, Cold Feet, stun, and Fisher in there as well. We may just have enough burst damage if we can bring just one of these heroes low enough. Wow. 1v1 in the top lane. Gostic is actually doing really well for himself at the beginning. He started off with so many denies.
Yeah, he is owning.
7-11 compared to the 9-1 of the Timbersaw. Eventually, Timbersaw will take over this laning phase, but it's the first 1 or 2 levels that you can do the most in this 1v1, no matter who you are. Mage Commander, Timbersaw, Clockwork, Sand King, any of those heroes, like, you have to really put the pressure on the Timbersaw through CS and harassment. First couple of levels. Gostic certainly did that.
I think this is one of the rare melee matchups where if the clock plays super well, like right now he's going to catch up. He doesn't have chain.
He's going to take so much damage from this. Don't think he dies. Battery Assault is going to be taken out soon, but he finishes him off with a flare. Nice. He just picked up his level 4. That is sick. Getting a kill on a Timbersaw on a 1v1 is fantastic. Sam H makes a huge
as well.
blunder.
Resolution gets a last auto. That's a back bend. He just got like a 400 range auto.
Oh, Raven. Scared away by the Cold Feet. He was trying to get some vengeance. So he's dying support. Trying to kill him a potion. Have the damage to
Radiant's
do so.
bottom tower is under attack.
But that's one of those things where the top lane, like Sam H, wasn't respecting the level 2 battery. Maybe just thinking he could tank through it. He's still not gotten a single point in the Timber Chain either. Even after that death, he's like, nah, I'm just not going to make that same mistake.
Maestroon at bottom lane could be prime opportunity for somebody to do something with it. Storm Spirit has started his full jungle pact, as Storm Spirits are wont to do around level 4 or 5, especially in a tough 1v1. They just kind of forfeit the lane.
To be honest, though, you know, FN gets first blooded, gives the gold to Cuckoo, which makes you think that, oh god, it's a Queen versus a Storm. This is going to be awful for him, right? He's still pretty even on CS. He was actually winning at one point, though he might be dead again. Tim's roaming around here as the X. Oh, he doesn't see him? Okay, there we go.
Spots him now. He's going to be able to get the X torrents. It's going to be enough, though, with 1437. They do have the hasted Quap make her way in with the Blink ready to go, so if they can just get the damage out, Quap can finish the job. Blinks forward, gets the magic damage there. Good kill for TNC. And all the Naga Siren has to do is just play a little back in the bottom lane. Doesn't die instead of trying. Lets his supports have the freedom of movement to get a kill successfully for Cuckoo.
Yeah, that was a very fortuitous ruin. I'm not sure if they kill him without the haste, and like, he might have even killed Tim. He's taking a lot of damage. Fully committing for that. This poor Storm, this is just suffering. Like, he's 4.5 right now.
To be fair, though, it is FN's turn, right? He got all the lovin'. They just shut out Cuckoo's Razor in the mid lane. Now it's TNC's turn to put the pressure on mid.
You just don't know how it feels, man. You're not a mid player.
That's true.
Yeah, you just don't know how it feels to have that 2 support roaming at you the whole time, and you're just praying to God that your other heroes are doing stuff.
You're right. I don't know what it feels like to go against the heroes, Straskell.
Okay, I mean, in the mid lane,
I know.
You got like heroes behind your tier 1. You're getting it from all angles. You're like, what's happening right now?
It feels a whole lot worse having those 2 heroes go into mid.
It's alright though. Raven is still, he's not farming like super well. I'm kind of curious as to when they're going to decide to rotate Sam H out of the safe lane. Maybe once he gets 6, maybe that's when he just TPs bottom. Because I don't think you can really keep Raven down here for that much longer and justify it, because he really does need to pick up his farm a bit.
Yeah. Speaking of rotating around, Caustic has moved. He's got his level 6. They are going to be able to get the X torrent onto Roger. Stuck in the river with Cuckoo on his way. That's a dead dog.
He's had a kind of a rough couple of games, Roger. He's been on the shaker, and he's just been like getting picked off a lot. His blink timings have not really been the greatest, but...
And not too many really impactful Echo Slams even after he got. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be able to make some kind of turnaround in this match, because he has such a good supporting cast of heroes. There is so much kill potential on Empire. Tim's going for the X here.
Pull back in. Get some nuke damage onto him. Just brings the resolution down to half, but now they actually make the go onto Raven with all the TPs coming in. Raven without a level 6 of his own is not able to stop that one. Ooh, hook shot. Veers a little bit too far to the right, ends up hitting the illusion rather than TI7 who was searching for.
Would have been a nice bonus kill, but at the end of the day, it's just a lich. It's not like you really don't care too much if you miss that.
Ooh, they can burst FN down. He may be level 6, but if they somehow get the torrent on him without using the X, that's not gonna happen. At least I don't think so. They see Tim's. They get the vision right here.
In the meantime, though, they're taking some pressure on their top tower, so they're gonna have to move around a little bit.
Radiant's
Cuckoo's even
top
creep
tower
cutting.
is under attack.
Suppose he's feeling pretty confident that their support combination can't really kill Queen.
They really can't. Unless they somehow force them to blink and then they hit the hook shot afterwards, but of course God doesn't have the hook shot.
Radiant's
That
top
miss
tower
and
is under
bottom lane.
attack.
Now Sam H shows up in this bottom lane against the Chaos Knight with 3 levels of reactive armor plus the Lich armor. Currently sitting at level 1. It's gonna be tough. In bottom lane, ooh, Cuckoo almost finished off FN, but now he's gonna be cold feeded to the spot, especially with the help of the Fisher. FN actually turns around, tries to get some damage. He's gonna go for the kill, and he gets it too. Nice, brave play from FN, turning around with practically no HP to kill the enemy mid. And he watches his ancient apparition die. Now Tim's is running forward, hoping to be able to catch something with a torrent. Not gonna find it though.
Now, that was a really nice save. The Storm not dying there is huge. Again, like the CS, a lot of what FN has is jungle creeps because he was kind of forced out of his lane, but If he's able to stay like relatively good net worth in comparison to the Queen, given the start that he had, that's impressive.
They've going here on Sam H. They close the full thing from Resolution here. They do have the block off with the cold feet. Moves to the right, gets a little bit of distance, but it looks like they should have blocked down Gostic, finish him off with a hook shot just to make sure there's an opportunity for him to slip away with the Timber Chain.
I wonder
Radiant's
if
top
hooking there
tower
was
is under attack.
necessary. You know what I mean? Like instead of just maybe hooking for 1437 or Tims, maybe that would have been like just a free kill. Because that is a really tanky block. He's got treads and a stout shield. That's enough to even tower down.
Effen being
Dire's
chased
middle
away
tower
by
is under
Cuckoo.
attack.
He has such a lead that he can stand and fight the Storm Spirit, even at this level, where usually Storm Spirit reaches a nice little peak around these lines. Pain still too big to handle with treads, double nulls.
That matchup is
Sam H again, going for it, and got it. Gone. Sam H's Timber Saw dies again. Really good job slowing down this Timber Saw, who had a great 1v1 matchup. At least when it came to farming, but he died that one time, now he's died 2 more times in the bottom lane since then. There should be a Timber Saw looking at Bloodstone pretty quickly, but instead, Empire made kind of all the right moves to keep that at bay.
This might be one of those games where you abandon the idea of Bloodstone and just get like a hood or something, and then, you know, build stuff
Radiant's middle
incrementally
tower is
that
under
makes you
attack.
tankier so you can live through that. Because if you have to be in that lane and allow Raven to take the safe lane from you, you got to be able to live. If he's just going down there and feeding over and over, it's going to get real bad. And this is without even the Ancient Apparition having level 6. Like, there's no Ice Blast. He's only level 4 when he does it last time.
Cuckoo
Haste.
gonna be jumped on here by FN, just using that bounce. And they are gonna be able to get a torrent onto FN. Cuckoo does have a Sonic Wave, so if FN's not careful, could get caught in the blast and burst down. I'd love to see Cuckoo actually rotate down to that bottom lane with the Timber Saws being gone on all the time, but he's still hunting FN. Go! Throws out the Sonic Wave, but it's just not far enough. Hookshot misses. Cuckoo could have died there if he'd actually put
Dire's middle tower is under
That
attack.
would have been a monster turnaround, but fortunately for FN and fortunately for Cuckoo, they both end up living.
Just overestimating the range of Bolt a little bit too much. See a cold feed here on the Sam H. Don't think anything's going to happen from it. And top, Raven just trying to get some farm. It'll be a little while, I think, before Raven's really able to influence the game in any meaningful way. Raven is halfway. His relic into Radiant. He may find that he's a lot farther away without Song of the Siren. The rotation from Resolution can be quite effective shutting him down. Boom. Roger just makes sure the bounce to the Chain Frost is going to land, but it's not enough damage. 10 HP. Now he's super slow, so there's a chance of still being able to run him down, but Resolution is too big. Back over to mid lane, Cuckoo has a cold feed on. I love how aggressive he plays this mid lane with Queen. Like, he's constantly just like so far in their face. They can't ignore it. Like, they have to send heroes here, and by doing so, sure, Raven. Nice read. He gets in a position to get some damage on him, but Moshka, he can make a commitment here. They actually, a top lane managed to get a kill, but Cuckoo does get the Ancient Apparition finally. But Lich ends up getting caught on the Bounty Rune. That's the power of these 4 positions, right? Bounty Runes are so important for supports that you just position yourself to contest those. A Bounty Rune, but also a free kill. It's opposing support.
Radiant's bottom
It's the strength of a
tower is under
Clockwork
attack.
against a Lich and a Kunkka. His position, you know, 5-4. It's so
Bottom
easy to
tower
kill them.
has fallen.
Sam H followed some of your advice. He went for build-up cloak.
I'm not sure. It depends, I guess. You know, how much more farm he gets. He might choose to finish it, or he might just choose to go for Bloodstone if he doesn't die for a little while. Because the hero does farm pretty fast.
Could really use that shell against this Ancient Apparition who's now level 6. Easily see Resolution actually killing him with the help of an Ice Blast.
That'll take the wind from their sails.
Vision. Pretty good for the Dire side, but they don't actually know about these heroes on the side. They are going to be able to get the Ice Blast onto Sam H, bring him low with full feet, locking him down. Cuckoo's here, doesn't get the Sonic Wave off, but it may not matter. Gostic is in there, but he's not going to be feeling near hardly enough damage to be able to finish off Cuckoo unless they get the stun out for the Chaos Knight. The last second, Caustic is able to kill the Queen of Pain, so TNC end up losing 2 there. They could have just a 1-for-1 trade-off, but Resolution with his dying breath throws out the Chaos Bolt to strike the Queen of
Dire's
Pain
bottom
down.
tower
That was
is
a
under
nice play
attack.
there. It was I want to say a
Oh,
1
for
second
my
stun.
chest.
Yeah, it was 1 second, but obviously that means it deals the max amount of damage. So he's got chomped super hard, and like you were saying, just the combination of the AA plus CK kills.
Poshka has some help, but the Fisher Block doesn't actually lock Tim's in. They still manage to get the Cold Feet Root, so they can kill him, I think, with the Enchant Totem Blast and a couple of right clicks. Bring him down. 11-6, Empire up. They almost have double the kills, but actually not that much. We're only sitting at about 15, or actually, sorry, 750 maybe. About a 1,800 experience lead, though.
I think it's actually ideal for TNC to have the net worth this close. You know, when you have the Naga who's not really coming to team fights, you're kind of hoping that the other 4 heroes can kind of pick up the slack as Roger helps get the kill there on Theban once again. Quick shot committed. But this is a situation that I think the TNC aren't feeling too bad about being behind the kills. I mean, look at Empire's lineup. They are
Radiant
built to kill.
structures are fortified.
So the fact that they haven't actually keep TNC from
Dire's
getting
top
what they
tower
need,
is under attack.
highly important. Well, I mean, they've kept Sam H down, but Cuckoo and Raven beginning to make that comeback. But Cuckoo mostly. Big 6K. He's
Dire's top tower is falling.
pushing back FN again. He's really trying to take this tier 1 tower, and he might just be able to force it here. The Siege Wagon and the Natural Taking it. Take the shots from the tower
has
thanks to
fallen.
Veil of Discord. Claims that mid tower. And that may finally open up Queen of Pain's movements a little bit more. He's been spending a lot more of his time mid than I expected out of the Queen of Pain.
Well, I think it's because the bottom tier 1's already dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you want to go, right? If you're mid, you want to TP down there, kill the core, kill the tower. So just being in this spot, I think he's prioritizing because he knows that it's really hard for Empire to kill him. They have to commit 3 heroes minimum. So because of that, he can just sit there freely and just pressure non-stop. I think he's played it fairly optimal.
Radiant's bottom
Storm
tower
Spirit's
is
been
under
forced
attack.
away from the lane quite a bit, but he's still sitting atop the net worth chart. Thanks to some pretty efficient jungling and a couple, or at least one, opportune kill.
Regeneration.
Finish up his bloodstone.
I've really been feeling FN this game. He's done an amazing job at kind of cutting his losses, knowing when he has to go to the jungle, being able to very aptly know where and when he can be there. Just very impressive stuff. I mean, every once in a while you get caught by like that random gank after you get your bounty rune at level 1. Feels kind of bad, but he's done a phenomenal job at staying relevant in net worth.
Smoke, but not the hero they really wanted with this smoke. They came away, obviously. But Pochka's Ancient Apparition dies. They still hold onto a smoked Cuckoo, though, so he's going to push forward into the enemy jungle unseen. But I don't think he's going to say much of anything either unless he got
They do have some vision in the area if they were to walk a little bit further to the right. I'm not entirely sure if they saw Sam H in 1437, but just seeing Tim's in the mid lane is enough to make Resolution feel a bit unsafe.
See the Queen of Pain there. Phantasm's gonna go a complete whiff there. Now the Chain Frost on Resolution actually fortunately boosted over to Gostic, but it's forcing over to Pochka and FN. They get off the big nuke from Cuckoo. Almost brings down 2 heroes, man, to finish off the Chaos Knight. They look for Roger now, but FN's here and he's got a lot of damage out onto Cuckoo, so he's forced to retreat with a blink. That actually was a whole lot messier than I expected from TNC using CMH there, but they still managed to pick up a very important kill in Chaos Knight, especially since he simply can't recover. All these deaths, Chaos Knight is not a good farmer.
Definitely not, and he skipped the Midas too. That's something also very important to note. Like CK, he's one of those heroes where if you're crushing the early game, then you can kind of justify going past the Midas, but as you said, he lacks splash farm capability. So without the Midas, his net worth is very dependent on being able to consistently win fights and take objectives off of Phantasm. And that's just not really happening that much right now for Empire, so it's something that they need to be worried about. On the flip side, they do have a Storm. who now has a completed Bloodstone. And sure, it's a couple of minutes late, but he's still the highest net worth in the game.
They need the read, but it's a bit too late. Resolution's already been caught by the X-Torrent combination with Sam H here. They can maybe kill Resolution. He's going to try and do a little bit of armlet toggling, but there's no way, not with Cuckoo joining them. So again, TNC just putting the pressure on Team Empire, getting these kills on cores, and every single time, Raven's on the other side of the map, peacefully farming away. Sometimes the lane, sometimes the jungle, but either way, it's now going to be a Radiance at around 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's got it in about 50 gold. One more creep. That is a really good thing for TNC. Even though the net worth is still only 1k in their favor, it's about who holds the gold on each team. And I think that you hit the nail on the head when you voiced your concern about the CK, because the longer the game goes, if this hero doesn't have some kind of item to help him farm, and you're not winning fights against a Naga of all heroes, you are going to have a very hard time pressuring.
Raven throwing his illusions forward. He's not going to be the one showing things in this position of Maposhka and Gostic finding the kills. Meanwhile, TNC has set up a trap of sorts. Cuckoo's going to be the one pushing forward. He's got a bunch of kills.
Oh, here now.
Nobody from Team Empire's taking the bait, though. They're thinking purely about the side lanes right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gostic is going to run into 1437 with the help of the Timber Sub. Easy kill on Gostic, at least he can pick up the Lich. Evan bouncing around, a long jump by him, wastes a lot of mana. Gostic's going to try and TP away and gets axed.
Oh. Okay, I guess he's still dead.
Yeah, that was a combination of spells, both X and Sonic stuff.
Yeah, the song actually disjointed the sonic wave damage.
Oh.
So he didn't get hit by Cuckoo's ult, but I mean, if it kills him, it kills him, whatever. Abilities, tips. Too far out of position there. Ends up getting hit in the face by a Storm Spirit and a double damage for a Shaker. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to start being a little bit more careful as TNC against the Storm Spirit. They've got great control of this game, and they've done everything right so far. I think it's just this one little point where Storm Spirit has picked up his Bloodstone, and the Chaos Knight is still relatively strong despite how much they've killed him. It's just the natural strength of the hero to peak about now, right now, that they just got to make sure they don't get picked off repetitively, and they should still be able to weather this storm.
And this is something that's going to be really annoying for Empire too, is this Frost Armor. The Phantasm pops, they just don't really do any damage to the building.
Especially with all the heroes around it as well. It's got that extra. But they does end up going down on FM, but it's going to be pulled back by Resolution. But here comes the Chain Frost. See if they can get lucky on the bounces. Resolution's taking a lot of damage, especially with Boat almost finishing him off. He does have that armlet to keep on toggling. Where's the burst damage from TNC? They just don't have it. Wave's not up, so Chain's going to be the one caught up by FN. Roger joins him, throws out the Echo Slam to guarantee the kill. FN sitting at 15 Bloodstone charges and still has a decent amount of mana, so they can jump on Raven here. Raven just entered in. He's instantly going to die, not even needing the extra damage from FN. Just Maposhka and Gostic kills the Wandering Naga Siren. FN moves forward for more, but the Orchid on Cuckoo will prevent FN from being able to pull Cuckoo back for the kill.
That was a really, really nice play there. Clockwork, just getting that hook shot, Gostic securing the kill on I would say probably the highest priority hero at this stage in the game. Getting that just kind of gifted to them. That's a breath of life that they desperately needed. Now it's a 16 charge Bloodstone on FN. He's getting up there, he's making his way towards the Yules. The Yules is great, obviously, against Kunkka, and it's good to be able to stop the ensnare from
You got the Orchid.
Yeah, the Orchid as well on Cuckoo, yeah. It's just nice to have the multiple ways of dispelling yourself. So maybe later on, you know, he goes back for Linken's, it's also a Storm favorite, and then it'll be really hard to deal with him.
And that fight, and combined with this regen rune, FN is actually just clear on skipping over what was supposed to be a really good timing for Cuckoo. Have the Orchid against the Bloodstone Storm Spirit with no Yules. Like, normally this is a time where you can make such a huge impact on the Storm's future farm in this game, right? You kill him a couple times, shut down those Bloodstone charges. It's just like a free kill. But FN, like, he went from Bloodstone, no Yules, to almost straight up Yule Scepter after that fight and a little bit of farming.
1 or 2 good team fights, man. That's all it takes. Storm's one of those heroes where, you know, you've known Will for a very long time. You understand how the hero works. I don't need to explain it to you.
I've heard enough about Storm. You know, I played Storm Spirit a little bit in Dota 1. I don't think I played it at all in Dota 2, but I still feel like I know the hero inside and out just being around.
Makes sense.
Gostic gonna be caught by the X into the torrent.
What
He
I
did.
miss?
Well, found him. It's one of those, I'm gonna scout for my team because I feel pretty tanky. I'm getting more snappy to play now.
Oh, they're jumping on it. They grab him. Oh no, FN. If you pull them back, that would have been an Ice Blast and a ton of burst damage, but instead, it's FN who's gonna be in trouble. If he's used his Yule Scepter, he just commits the Bloodstone deny. Back down to 10 for him, and Roger trying to make the jump for the Storm Spirit. Trying to help provide a little assistance, but instead, he's just the extra death, and Raven caught too. Huge pickup now. They've got the stuns. I don't see either one of these heroes surviving, especially with York and on the Resolution. He's the big tanky one with his amplified damage and the burst. It's too much. So TNC just brought this game back real quickly. Like it turned into kind of a questionable situation after that nasty mid-fight, but they bounced right back into control of this game.
Not getting the pull off on the Queen ended up just straight up killing it then. It's pretty unfortunate. He's gonna ball away here. Uses a decent amount of mana, but what happened during the fight, he doesn't get the pull, so Cuckoo blinks to the river. And then because he gets X and torrented, he feels like he has to Yules himself. Otherwise, he's gonna eat a full combo. But the issue with popping the Yules before the Orchid is cast is that Cuckoo is able to blink back in and Orchid him as soon as he hits the ground from his Yules, and then he just, you know, he's dead. With no Storm, there's no fight. And the rest of the fight is, as they say, history, and a big turnaround here for TNC.
I have to wonder, like, if we could just go back in time and slightly change the Storm Spirit's movement, have him, you know, zip forward just a little bit farther.
Oh, Cuckoo would have been dead.
He would have been completely dead, and without a Queen of Pain, I think TNC just falls over.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of Dota, right? It's like one tiny thing. One tiny thing and like the butterfly effect of it. Bottom lane Resolution is going to be caught again here.
Butterfly flaps its wings, and a Chaos Knight dies.
Wow,
Well, got the Phantasm, got the Armor Toggle. It's going to have a problem, though, in Ancient here. But it is enough time for their reinforcements. They get some counter kills. They kill 1, 2, and a third. Lich is the last to fall, so 2 cores and, or 1 core and 2 support for Team Empire and some much-needed refreshments on that Bloodstone.
Well, we take those. We definitely take those. It looked a little bit weird at first that he popped Phantasm, but the reality is it bought him enough time to get another Armor Toggle. Keeps him alive for a few seconds. FN and Roger are there to back him up, get the kills. He sets him up, they knock him down. Good stuff.
Yeah, if they had actually been there a second earlier, maybe the Chaos Knight
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
darkest.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Empire 21-17, they've kept this gold lead in the wheelhouse. It's never drifted past 1500 one way or the other. It kind of goes for experience, but again, it goes back to what you were talking about, right? Where is the one? What heroes have picked up a lot of gold? Here, Raven's got 11k. He's pretty much not been a part of most of the fights. He got that extra catch on 2 heroes, so his impact has been very minimal. And he's only going to get bigger here. Meanwhile, Empire, they are peaking out. They've hit their mid-game stride. They've got the Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. You've seen his Echo Slams. Resolution, you're not really going to get much stronger than this given his farm. We're not going to have that late-game Chaos Knight unless this game takes a sudden right turn. And Resolution's able to find a whole lot of farm off of killing people. So it's pretty much on FN, the Storm Spirit, to keep this game going for them as it goes later.
I feel like he has the tools, though. If he gets BKB, which I guess he's buying next, yeah, he's got the Overclock. If he's able to get that in the fights, he can still have a huge influence. He can kill, like, both of the supports, I feel. Like, the Lich has phase boots, no real save items, same with the Kunkka. I mean, he'll have Glimmer soonish. Maybe that'll be a bit of a deterrent for the Storm. But they have the tools necessary still to take fights and to kill the heroes that they need to kill.
That's true. Before Manta, they have the Orchid against the Naga Siren, and even afterwards, he makes the jump onto the Naga Siren and gets control of the Orchid, blah, blah, blah. He's gonna pop the Manta.
Oh,
boom! Earthshaker jumps in and Echo Slams.
Yeah, they don't have Orchid though. The Storm,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the Storm
Right,
Wing
say
is.
that.
Yeah, the Storm Wing, because Cuckoo has an Orchid.
Yeah, Orchid was bouncing.
Don't worry, last game I said Illusion Gem
Radiant's
works and it
bottom
doesn't.
tower is
I'm a
under
fool.
attack.
It happens, you know. Sometimes you're just in the moment and you're like, oh, this is so good, and then you're like, wait a minute, what game am I watching?
That really is the problem with Dota analysis, isn't it? Is that like there are so many factors going on at once that it's hard to keep track of in your head.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're just chilling out watching Dota games, there's just a whole lot more that you can see.
Yeah, it's actually very different doing live commentary as opposed to just watching the game.
Yeah.
But either way, still TNC biding their time, waiting for Raven to get to that crazy, unkillable Naga mode that we... Well, maybe not everyone wants to see it, but at the very least the TNC fans want to see it.
Especially with the Manta almost there.
And the BKB's done in FN, so this is another really strong timing. 10-second BKB on Storm opens up a lot of opportunities for Empire to potentially just go for a fight and maybe even look at Roche. I guess that's one thing we haven't really touched on a whole lot, because usually when you have a team with Naga, you don't really kill Roche that often unless you're like owning. And the same thing with Empire, because CK, he hits Roshan pretty well, but nobody else does on his team.
No.
Like everyone does very little physical damage.
And they don't have any items for it either.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation to try to get that thing in a game like this when you have great initiation from both teams, and there's a team fight is off the chain for Empire. Like Echo, AA Blast, hook shots, and Phantasms.
Tim's is doing the hide in the trees and push wave with Torrent.
Dude, this is something that I hope that a lot of players take away from the tournament, is how often they see pro players sitting in the trees and not TPing away.
Yeah.
Like that, just do that. It doesn't matter if you wait like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever, because you're just waiting for information on the map before you want to show yourself again. And by TPing back, you make it real hard to lose the map.
Hey, even if the heroes who actually wasn't Raven, gonna be caught inside the clock. No, he is dead. They're gonna be able to keep going too. FN, he's got the mana to find some extra kills. So 1437 may be the next target, but a well-placed Torrent will slow him down. FN didn't want to make another jump with that much mana. He's getting into the kind of dangerous zone where if you jump a little bit too far forward, you might not have enough mana to get back. He decides against it still though. They're actually moving straight for top lane. Echo Slam, lay down Cuckoo. They're just trying to get the chains done out long enough to pull back. But no, the BKB. Oh, Resolution. He TP'd before FN. So FN ever. And now bottom lane, Jostic's actually trying to grab 1437, but he may not be able to make it out. Chain Frost stop the TP. Time and Ice Blast nails the lid, so he still dies.
Man, that was... He was mid-animation. It was painful stuff. Well, I guess the silver lining again is the more time that they spend chasing around these other heroes, the more time Raven's gonna have. And he did just die. But it's really difficult when you don't have any of your illusions around if the clockwork catches you out, because you definitely cannot song in battery. Seen it multiple times, he just gets stuck and he's just unable to get himself out. And in that sense, you got to give a lot of credit to Gostic. He's found the Naga more than you would expect.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you kill the Naga 2 or 3 times in Clockwork, you're just like, you're high-fiving yourself. You're like, hell yeah, this is my game.
I mean, like, Naga Siren's very rarely shown up on map. Most of the time it's after TNC have taken some 4-man team fight with a lot of space. And yeah, some of these team fights. I'd also say, like, Ravens misplayed the Naga Siren a little bit. Obviously, he was going to have a say, like, that mid lane engagement where he just kind of, like, locked in. Got shut up. One FN makes his initiation onto Tim's, but scared away. The defensive force taps come in.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned
Tim's going to be jumped on here. Sam H is also potentially jumped on, and they just ignore the Chain Frost with their golden heroes. Keep on going. The Sonic Wave on the lower hand does manage to kill the Earthshaker, so no big jump in from him. The Sonic Siren actually keeps the turns in place, and it's going to be Oregon on Storm Spear, forces out the old Scepter, jump away, but he's out of mana now. So if the Chaos Knight survives, the Storm Spirit will not. He has to commit Bloodstone suicide once again.
that was a very chaotic fight. Nice being able to pick off the Earthshaker before he can do much. Really close. Oh, he actually had the Shadowblade money, so next time around, unless there's a sentry in the area, he might be able to get his Echo off just that much easier. But going back to it before we saw that fight break out and just, you know, Raven's play on Naga, I feel like it might be a hero that he doesn't play as much as other cores. I mean, obviously, your captain's not going to pick you a hero that you can't play, but there are definitely some heroes where you are way more comfortable than others, even if you would consider yourself passable on something. Because there's been some points where his positioning just seemed a little bit off, like in middle lane, for example, when he just kind of walked in. You know, stuff like that typically doesn't happen to the more experienced Naga players.
Yeah, especially since I think his team has played very well for the Naga. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think they've done such a great job creating space for him and everything else that he's definitely had his opportunity to make a comeback and make a quick place. Another Echo Slam jump. This time FN is here to be able to get the chains. But oh no! A Glimmer Cape and no counter vision. A BK being activated and a Shrine is there too for Cuckoo. They have an opportunity to turn around now. The X will back here. I thought the X was on Gnostic, but it was actually on the Storm Shirt, so he'll just use Scepter himself.
Good stuff. Not losing any of the Bloodstone charges. Still got a 9-second BKB forcing Cuckoo's own BKB. But I guess they did commit Echo as well.
And the big thing here is the Empire, like, they're keeping this game close to net worth and everything, but they're just not getting the objectives. And that's because the Naga Siren is always keeping these lanes well pushed. They don't have the greatest wave cleave here. You've got, what, Earthshaker who kind of bursts down the illusions, Storm Spirit. It's kind of okay, but not multiple illusions. They don't really have the greatest way to deal with these pushes.
That's kind of the main reason why I was kind of emphasizing the importance of Empire's lineup because getting a lot done with a CK. Because when push comes to shove, if you have to split up all the time as Empire, your team feels a lot weaker. You really want to be together, you know, you want that Echo into the AA blast, you want the Clockwork to hook in into an AA blast, you know, Stormer CK jumping, it's just not really going to get any easier in that regard in dealing with Raven and how many illusions he's sending from lane to lane. So the other concern too, and this kind of goes hand in hand with what we're saying, is your ability to kill Roshan also directly affects your ability to be able to go high ground. Like, how do you hope to push into TNC if you can't get an Aegis? And it takes a lot of time for Empire to kill that. So in order to take it, they pretty much need to win a fight.
I'm trying to look at this chaos, and I'm kind of curious. If Resolution can get to 25, right, where he's got the cooldown reduction, he starts getting bigger and bigger. Can he actually, in some ways, meet the Naga Siren? Right, when it comes to the split pushing that he's doing and make those high ground commitments with the Phantasm. Can they actually win this late game against the Naga Siren? Because those two cores, the fact that Chaos Knight scales a lot better than he used to in the late game, and the fact that Storm Spirit's always been good and will continue to be so, can they actually win 50 minutes plus? What do you think, Jess?
I think it's possible, but it's
But what's the percentage, let's say? Because, you know, everything's possible, but...
I'd say it's like maybe 70-30 in favor of TNC. Because the way I see it is, when you're playing a cooldown based lineup against something like a Naga, which has consistent pressure,
right,
you don't get a lot of windows. You know what I mean? You get maybe like a handful of them throughout the entire game to really make your impact.
Particularly since all three of their cores are really good at...
Yeah, he just got split. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel, because there is certainly high ground potential in a CK with 6 items.
Yeah.
He's going to pop Phantasm, walk up to the high ground, that tower is going to explode. Like, it's just dead. So, with that being said, if they get the opportunity, they can definitely win. It's just about, do TNC give them the chance? Are they going to let up on the lane pressure? Are they going to get caught? Are they going to go in for Roshan? And are Empire going to win some team fight that gives them breathing room? Because as it stands right now, TNC seems to be more happy just idly dealing with the lanes as they're pushed out, having Raven somewhere else on the map doing his own thing, pushing the lanes. And then whenever a fight breaks out, Raven is pretty much just somewhere else, causing pressure, and Cuckoo and the rest of the squad at TNC is really kind of taking the brunt of it.
Yeah, and they've also got some very independent cores besides them. Both Queen of Pain and Timbersaw are great for pushing out waves as well. So it seems very difficult for Empire to be able to match not just Naga Siren, but the other heroes, the other cores as well, in that kind of split pushing pressure game.
Well, speaking of pressure, looks like Empire going for some aggressive posturing here, kind of grouping up around Roach. Maybe scouted out too, just to make sure. But this is kind of getting... It's getting rough. Like, Empire still have a couple of chances to to really turn this one around, and a lot of it's also going to be in the back of FN. He now does have the Orchid as
Radiant's
well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Caustic sees the Lich, and it's going to be FN who makes the jump forward. Does tank the Orchid. Hookshot going to be blocked up there. Will Scepter going to dodge some of that, especially the Orchid. Caustic actually used BKB. He had one.
He just fought it.
They completely disengage and now prepare for a re-engage, especially since Caustic missed his Force Staff. He ended up on the cliff. That's not where you want to be. And now he's stuck. His TP's not going to make it out. Cuckoo just moves on to the next one. It's like, you guys take that one. I'm going to look for more. And he might just be able to find one, too. And then it's not really targeted. He's got tons of mana. And the rest of Empire are far enough away. They're not going to get caught either. So, a very awkward engagement there for Team Empire. I think they just maybe tried a bit too hard for that initiation. You know, they were sitting mid and they kind of saw some opportunities with their Shadow Blazer Shaker. They saw the Kunkka, but they didn't make that go. And finally, the Rocket Flare, they spotted something. But
So I kind of understand the sense of urgency that Empire are feeling right now. Oh god, we're playing against Naga, the game's going later, Octarine's finished on Raven. You really want to try to force the issue as hard as you can. But this is kind of why we go back to the whole 70-30. That whole situation pretty much only arises because they feel their lanes being pushed in. Like, look at top and bottom, right? Both past the river.
Right.
Mid's going to go past the river here in a couple of seconds once Sam H finishes it off. This is why they're feeling the urgency, just so people can like fully understand like the extent of what Naga does to your team, and why people, you know, they haven't played against Naga for like the whole year. Like no one was playing this hero, and then TI rolls around, bam, Naga Sire.
oh, Roger just found something, but no! He stops it. Oh, he stopped the Saga Siren just in time for the Fisher for the combo stun.
That's
holy
big.
cow! I thought Roger really screwed the pooch there when he Shadow Bladed and ended up walking past the Naga Siren as, you know, there was a little bit of vision.
Can they
problems
rush
there.
off this? I think they can.
Yeah.
Resolution is hard.
Resolution is definitely big enough for you.
This is the window they needed right here. This is the time where Empire can look at it and say, okay, no Naga. If TNT try to fight this 4v5, this could be really, really bad. It depends on how they fight. Obviously, if they can get a combo in with it, maybe
TNT
spells.
They either make this, they either rectify that pickoff of the Naga Siren or make it so much worse with this fight. Hookshot actually runs into the air shaker. Looks like they're just going to be able to catch TNT realized it. Failed initiation. Roger moves forward, almost catches the Timber Saw. Not good enough though. So, an age is picked up. FN is level 25 as well, so he's got that little bit of extra stuff blocking down the
Dire's
main
middle
pain.
tower is under attack.
He can fearlessly dive into the base. You said it, Drasko.
Dire's
This
middle
is their
tower
time.
has
This is
fallen.
their win.
They have everything. They have everything up.
Phantasm didn't get lucky, but it does. Not as fast as you would expect.
The ice armor, dude.
That ice armor is doing a lot of extra 9 armor, plus the fact that they're already a Chain Frost just going to be casually thrown out on FN. It's bounced over to the Illusions. Actually keeps on bouncing on the Gothic. Does a good amount of damage. And Sam H realizes this is his time to catch somebody. He gets the Ult Scepter onto Miposhka, pops BKB of his own here. And he just looks to be able to make sure that Miposhka can't get off a good Ice Blast. Holding on to it for a while, Force Staff away, but he ends up dying before he can get it off. Cuckoo. Forced away a little bit there. Tim's on the front line. Is actually going to combo it up here. Resolution goes for him. Glimmer Cape again saving these heroes, but they finally do see him thanks to a dust. FN is completely down and out on mana, so they can finish off his first life, but can they actually deal with the Resolution during this short window while FN is gone? They're trying to, but Resolution still stays alive, and now FN's back. Full HP, full mana. Raven goes for Resolution, still trying to lock him down with the help of Sam H. He's actually out of mana with the BKB popped on FN. Maybe he can just kill and get some help.
Is under attack.
Makes the long jump away. TP's out. He's good, but couldn't save Resolution. TNC do end up winning that fight in the end. They took down the Aegis.
Dire's
They
top
took
tower
down
is
some of the
under
other
attack.
supporting heroes of Empire, even if they couldn't kill Storm Spirit twice.
I still think at the end of the day, getting the tier 3 is still a very big
Dire's
thing for
top
Empire.
tower is under
Even
attack.
though you could look at the golden experience and say, okay, yeah, TNC walk away from that with the victory, but just opening up the possibility to kill shrines. Doesn't sound big, but anything that inhibits Raven's ability in the game, stopping him from having extra points to teleport to,
Yeah.
that's a really big deal against Naga. Because a lot of the time, if you don't want to TP directly to lane, say you don't see anybody on the map, you don't want to TP to lane. Sometimes if you have your shrines up, you just TP there. Then you send your illusions out. and that lets you get across the map in a more safe manner. But taking that away from them is also a good thing.
He was thinking,
Radiant's
he still
top
kind of
tower
is.
under attack.
He's got this Orchid. He's got a good amount of burst damage. Okay, he doesn't even attempt it. He just kind of shows himself, maybe forces some sort of action, keeps himself safe first and foremost, because he's almost got the Scythe of Ice, and that is going to help so much.
Yeah, he is just massive in regards to farm. Keeping up with the Naga Siren. And having a level 25 too is definitely not going to hurt. I mean, he's not really itemized around a 25.
Oh, BKB goes off before the stun can land. Now Orchid. He does have a BKB of his own as well. Fantastic. Once the flank, he's just waiting for the initiation. They got it. They got it onto Cuckoo. FN managed to get the lockdown. The Song of Siren goes off, but the BKB still activated by Resolution. Can finish him off with a big time crit with the Echo Saber. Now jumps for more. Raven's the target. Looks to bring him down. Should be able to get it too, especially with that Fisher block from Roger. He tries a little shenanigans. It's actually pretty fast. He's making a long jump. FN, surely you can find him, and they will find him. And D. Gostick gets him with a rocket. 2 big cores down from TNC, one of which has no buyback. Empire just found themselves in another sick timing, especially with a shrine up. They don't even have to go back to base for the full heal. They can just march straight towards TNC's building.
That is a little bit of an interesting play coming in from TNC. Maybe they were feeling a bit more confident because they took the actual fight with the Aegis and won. But they were also fighting it starting at their own tier 3 tower, which no longer is there. So because of the fact that Raven doesn't have buyout and he made like the choice to go with his team aggressively across the map like that, I mean maybe they made the call, you know, like let's go fight or something like that. But it's gonna come back to hurt them pretty badly here.
Certainly is. Oh, quick shot in. Followed up with
Got
the
the
Ice
buyback.
Blast, but not buyback. Big Tim really needs to catch somebody here. Somebody that's not Resolution though. Resolution trying to get the 3 seconds done on a Tim's. Gets the Torrent on Resolution still, keeping the X as well. Just trying to keep them in place to see if TNC can cobble together some sort of pick-off opportunity or fortuitous team fight while they're still close to their base. That's not the case. Empire do manage to back out and go for the
It's a safe play. You already know that you kill Cuckoo one more time and he doesn't have buyback, that's potentially Rex. You know, you walk down that lane even without that, that's the point. Resolution's huge. He's got so much health. He's gone from being like sizably behind the Naga, like roughly half the net worth at one point in the game, to only being around 2k behind. And this is the hero with no flash farming capability whatsoever. This is just sheerly gold generated through team fights and objectives.
Raven's beginning to top out a little bit too. Just picked up the Diffuse Blade. He's got one more big item.
I think he kind of wants Butterfly in this situation.
Yeah, I think so too. You already have. I don't know, Cap. I had it queued up. I think he had it queued up at one point in time. I'm just gonna say that.
We're talking about the same hero, right?
Yeah, Chaos Knight, right?
No, see, I was talking about Naga Siren. Oh. Yeah, see, that's why I was like, wait a minute, what?
Whoa, Tim's. Hello,
Radiant's
goodbye.
middle tower is under
Sam H
attack.
with his BKB misses the chain. Gotta make sure he gets the second one though. He's gonna go, but gotta get out of it. A long jump. They are gonna be able to find Sam H just before the chain actually latches. Roger's over here with a long time jump, but oh no, they actually get spotted. So Sam H does manage to go down. The second initiation is still there. Roger managed to get the blink onto Cuckoo still, despite getting forced away by that Orchid. No buyback on him, and 1437's also gonna get caught. No hiding in the trees here, my friend. And then picks that one up. 19 Bloodstone charges. Only the Naga Siren still alive. Fortunately, the Naga Siren's in great position to try and force some of the Empire heroes back. He's about to take down tier 3 with a wealthy share of creeps.
There's no TP on FN. He's got a ball to the side shop to buy one. And this is as much as you could ask from your Naga Siren. You're making that many people like this should have pretty easily been a Rax, given the way the team fight went, knowing that Cuckoo doesn't have buyback. But now Sam H is going to be alive pretty much as Resolution gets there. Sure, he'll be able to Phantasm, but I don't think he can really do this on his own. He needs at least one other person. I guess he has FN in the bottom lane.
You won't have, like, yeah, you pump Phantasm. You won't have any mana after that. That's kind of hard, right? You won't have mana for Manta.
Yeah, they probably just back.
Reality Rift.
That fight should have been a huge opening. But Raven's play, like being in the off lane, getting all that damage, forcing 3 TPs by himself.
It was such a big creep wave and the illusions as well. The double siege wave. So 25 seconds till the Queen of Pain is back up. Against Knight is going to move forward. Use the Phantasm to deal with this mid lane of Rax. TNC, they can wait 20 seconds. They can give up this mid Rax for their Queen of Pain, or they can try and find some sort of opening by themselves. Away from the ledge, they are going to be able to still jump the zone. FN's here for the Glimmer Cape, saving so many of these heroes from the Storm Spirit's clutches. Nice chain forward with Yules. That might have just caught Miposhka. He's going to die. And now this is their opportunity. Saw Resolution. They're going to be able to go for him. He still has BKB, but here comes Roger. He sees the opening. He goes straight for Cuckoo. Takes out the Lich as well. A big play, but the Song of Siren just saves Cuckoo. He turns around with the BKB, gets the big heal off his spell damage, and Cuckoo stays alive thanks to Raven. Roger has really turned it up here. This support Earthshaker is making some big plays where even if that one didn't turn out to full fruition, it was the best he could have done.
Yeah, that was so close. It was just Raven reacting. Perfect song, keeping him alive, getting the extra heal like you mentioned from the Sonic Wave, and making sure that the game could have just ended if Cuckoo died there.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have buyback, obviously. I think it's still on, yeah, it's cooldown for 3.5 minutes, so still quite a ways away from being able to do that, and still waiting on 1437 to revive. Maybe they want to try to go for their own smoke play, knowing that Phantasm is going to be down for a little while, about 50 seconds. Because it's kind of getting to a stage where Raven's farm is not, it's not ahead enough. You know, a lot of the time when you look at a Naga's net worth or these other heroes that have flash farming capabilities, they're usually like way ahead of everybody else, just blasting. And this time it's really not happening.
He's actually behind the Storm Spirit still.
Yeah, FN is just, he is owned in this game.
Roshan round 2.
Very easy Roche for them, not really any tension coming out from TNC. It's very difficult for them to do this. They don't have the Naga. I guess he's in the area.
With FN's build, he's actually going to be pretty susceptible to this slice of ice. They actually moving forward by TNC.
They do have the lane. Like the middle lane, top and bottom are all going in TNC's favor at the moment. Raven probably just sends himself towards bottom, waits for the TP. That lane's already open. So if he does force multiple TPs back again like he was able to do previously, it'll buy TNC a little bit more time. Probably the optimal thing to do in this situation. Does he have... Yeah, he definitely has buyback, okay. And he is making his way towards the butterfly. He's going to have those crazy tanky illusions.
Still another 2 minutes for Cuckoo on his buyback. They gotta be a bit careful, but...
He actually TP'd home.
Oh, Raven.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Normally TPing up to top or mid at this point.
Well, I can understand not TPing to top, but I kind of feel like he needs to play it a bit risky at this point.
Yeah, at least TP to the, I guess, the top shrine's gone. But, you know, like one of the creep waves that's farther back, and just get in a position for your illusions.
Yeah, or just stay bottom and just keep making illusions, you know? Like,
Yeah,
just
that's true, too.
you can cut mid and top from bottom because you can just walk the illusions, you know, to where the creep wave is going to spawn and just have a hold position.
Finally got a champ on TNC. This combination of split pushing and then also being able to eliminate all division of Team Empire. Yeah, I think that's the biggest way that they really secure wins here. Roger tries to make a go here on Kunkka. Storm Spirit.
Well, this is the situation that TNC don't really want because their Naga is stuck in base. So for anyone who's kind of inexperienced in how Naga Siren works, you would typically don't want to be in your base ever because you are the hero who is killing the creeps and pushing the lanes and creating pressure on the map. By being stuck in your base like that, it makes it impossible for you to do strong.
Shivas are going to go to the top of the chain away. Sam H is serious trouble to try and give him the Glimmer Cape, but may not be enough to save him. That vent's actually pretty low from that Sonic Wave, and the damage coming out from the Chakra. He managed to take down that range rack for Resolution. Caught inside the ensnare with the Chain Frost bouncing around. Actually hits over to FN, so it takes down that Aegis. Resolution down to half HP as well with the boat following in. defensive force staff gets him away. Raven's getting a lot of damage on the back line too, thanks to this radiant. On to FN, down to half HP, force out the BKB usage there. Got stuck inside of his own cogs. Then Roger comes in with a big echo slam, takes out 3 from TNC, and now it's just up to Cuckoo to see if he can fight back the rest while Raven makes his way back to the base after once again threatening the back line. Trying to make sure that Resolution can't get that hard heal, but he's here now with half HP. FN being gone on. Cuckoo tries to finish him off. He gets him. The poison is enough. Raven continuing to kite Resolution all around the block. And what the hell is Roger doing? I mean, he's been a baller, but damn. Shadowblading up there with 100 HP, he gives 0 fucks.
I can respect that. You know, he's got that health talent, man. He's not about that enchant life. 600 HP.
Oh yeah, baby, 600. You were right. I said 500. You correct, sir.
I thought Tusk had the highest health. I'm pretty sure it is the highest.
Yes, it definitely is. They made it absurdly high because
that hero was bad, and then they just decided. Okay, we'll give him a. Let's do 30 experience. Okay, no, 35. All right, 40. Maybe now people will pick him. Yeah, he's got one of the best in the game though on the Shaker as well. That hero's talents are just insanely good.
I never really get the logic whenever I see these supports that get like a 125 buff talent.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think anybody cares.
I think it's because when they do those kind of changes, it's more about they want the hero to be played in a different way. Like maybe, you know, like instead of Core Naga, you play Support Naga, stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe we can see Core Tusk.
One day.
One glorious day, we'll see the one-punch Tusk.
So when you go like Tusk mid, right? And you're playing like a pub game with your friends or whatever, you can buy like phase boots and just go right so it tries to pretty much one-shot any hero without 1,000 HP. They just instantly die because 40 damage at level 10 plus phase. Just bonkers.
It's 39 to 29 right now. A 10k gold lead by Empire. That really isn't much. 55 minutes of the game. Roger again positioning himself. Late initiation. The Echo Slam ready to go. They caught the real Raven here, but oh no, Roger! He missed the Echo Slam this time around. Does manage to hit a 3-man Fisher, but it's just not enough for the team to follow up. Empire need to back up. Held in disgrace. Mapochka actually gets the Glimmer Cape off. Can he work it? Barely. He's okay. Gostic gets another hook shot farther away from TNC. And they will retreat without too much damage done. In fact, they're even pushing it bottom lane. Roger's going to be caught there. Will Scepter protecting himself. The blink is up, but it's just too fast for burn damage to Radiance. He does manage to Shadow Blade himself away, though, from TNC. The ensnare doesn't latch on. Empire is beginning to hem TNC inside their base and hitting them from multiple sides. Even with that failed initiation, they still got a win out of that with all the damage from the tier 3.
I wonder what. Do you think he was close enough to get hit by Radiance?
I guess so. I didn't click
He
on
looked
it.
pretty far away. I don't know. That was strange. I mean, obviously, sometimes you just think you hit it, you don't. You know, it happens. But yeah, being able to get away from that situation without losing a ton is a godsend. Because it could have very easily been punished by TNC. Absolutely. And you were right about the MKB choice too on Rezo. He's got it now. Against the Naga with the Radiance and the Butterfly, if you don't have MKB, you just like, you never hit him.
He does have that cooldown reduction, so there is a downtime of 42 seconds. It's actually 50%, so 42 seconds downtime. Empire's FN does make it back to base.
Okay, so hear me out, right?
Yeah.
Say the game lasts another like 20, 25 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever buy an Octarine just to swap in for when you hit Phantasm and then put back your AC? Because that's what Resolution's going for next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely value, right? Because you're getting the extra 25% cooldown reduction.
Yeah, and in this game, I think, like, there are going to be situations where you use Phantasm, but you aren't in the middle of a fight.
Right.
You know, it's like one of those, like, pushing Phantasm situations. Especially if you can use it with your Manta as well.
Because I always think about, you know, like Refresher on CK, but it costs so much mana. Like, you can't even, if you need like a Scotty, if you're going to buy a Refresher.
Smoke up, push through, TNC run into Resolution here, but it's a little bit far. He does have the BKB, but he gets tight the mice before he can use it. Now he's going to be working it up. FN trying to run interference here. The hook shot also lands. And, oh, Cogs into 2. That's a nice setup here. They're going to be able to blow up Tim with Resolution, popping his Phantasm. So Raven goes ahead and calls it quits. Uses the Song of Siren. See if Storm, he doesn't have the mana to catch anybody. So they lose their 2 supports, but Phantasm was used. So Empire are either going to have to move really fast to take advantage of this timing, or they're just not going to be able to control the map enough. They actually
Well, the lanes aren't too bad right now. If you look at the map, Empire are really only concerned too much about the top lane, but even that one's pushing out. So I would say that this particular timing is still pretty strong.
They finished off that tier 3 bottom. They just did that.
No, FN balled in. It had like 1 hit left earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like that's why he had so little mana for a while, because he balled in and then balled all the way back to like the
Manta starts focusing on the racks.
He's so tanky.
Damnable frost armor. Nice line. They're trying to pull anybody to it, just focus on the racks. Now they have the Echo Slam. They're trying to lock down this Naga Siren. Down to half HP. They do manage to get him inside the clogs as well, so it's hard for him to be able to get out of this one. Pops Manta, but it's still going to end up Naga Siren creamed all over the floor. FN pushed away. Chakram not able to catch him, so he's able to get out as well. That is actually a very clean escape for Team Empire, considering what they just gained. They killed the Naga Siren, forced the buyback, took the melee racks. Roger, he may be a casualty of war or not. Sneaky.
Gem's still sitting in base, and by the way, they didn't even lose a hero. He got denied.
Oh,
Roger enchant denied him. Like
what?
He enchanted and hit him on the way out, and then blinked.
Damn, Roger.
So sick.
Man, that is one hell of a caster's curse. You know, we were talking about how Roger's kind of having some rough games.
Dude, I think secretly that every single player booth has just like a direct comm link to what we're saying, and then they just get like, all right, I'm gonna show these stupid casters. I'm gonna get in there.
Maybe it's like, maybe it's not the full comms. Maybe it's just like a Valve employee sitting there. He just holds up a flashcard. Caster called you bad. It's like, or just like a little red light goes off.
I could see that.
Negative things are being said about you. Turn your game up.
Dude, if that's all it takes, all we gotta do is flame everyone. It'll be the best.
You're all garbage. You're lucky Draskell and I aren't in this game.
Oh God! Don't say that. Don't say that.
All right, TNC, they may have been forced into the buyback, but that does not shy them away from aggressive positioning here. They are actually going into high ground themselves. They're saying, damn it, I'm not going to wait
Dude,
inside
there's a
my
Mjolnir
base.
there on this queen too, and a double damage.
Lincoln
Radiant's middle tower
going to prompt. Reality Rift, he's going to be able to believe himself away, but Roger's moving forward. Roger the Dodger. Oh, inside the vice this time around. Cuckoo's going to be pulled back. Gets off his BKB. Blink a little distance away. Turns around. Still can't really turn and fully fight though. Damage is right in the middle of his BKB, but Resolution ignores him. Goes to the back line. Managed to pick up the Lich. Now that the BKB's down on the Sam H, they can go from with the side device, but Raven again goes to the Song of Siren. Play. Nice. And Sam H is going to be the one caught. So this time they couldn't get all their cores out. They do have to buy back though. They are just, what, 1 range racks, 1 melee racks away from Megas.
Yeah, even then, it's like they have a Timber and a Naga, with a Queen level 25 having a Mjolnir. It's not like Megas end the game. It's just going to be really rough for TNC to continually push lanes after the fact. Even in this situation, being like a full set of racks down and an extra melee with a range top, it's still okay because the Naga Siren illusions are so powerful at this point that creeps just don't do anything to them. Like they just kill the wave anyway. But I'm kind of wondering, since the Naga Siren is pretty much at the most farm point that you can get to, what the next step is. Do you just buy like a Moon Shard or Queen Maid?
Not sure, but he may not have the opportunity to be able to get any items. Down to half HP, stuck inside the cogs, he's dead. Echo Slam goes down, they double buyback, but it's going to be a 4 versus 5 from here. Maposhka's going to end up dying to the Sonic Wave plus that, but they actually going straight for Megas. And then it's bounced over to the melee racks up in top lane. Is going to be forced away by Cuckoo's. Back over to Resolution. He's battling it out, tries to go for 1437. Force snaps himself into cogs. He'll be okay for now. Resolution starts backing himself away. Gothic is full on committed. He knows he's probably dead, so that's okay. He's just buying his time. They're going to be able to go for the melee racks still. They're so focused on Gothic that they start banging on that melee racks, forcing out the glyph. See if they actually go back in here. They have the physical damage to be able to pop in here, especially with the Phantasm being blown by Resolution. They also catch Tim's. He has the buyback though, but it doesn't matter. They go for the melee racks. Megas is going to be the death of TNC for sure. They can't let Resolutions finish this one off to the use inside the device. Here comes the control. Roger comes in with a couple of swipes as well. FN, he pops his BKB to ensure the melee racks goes down. BKB, TP out. Resolution gets the escape. They don't even kill anything for TNC. Roger also makes his blink TP out, and TNC are left empty-handed and empty-homed. There's no barracks left. Megas are going to be running down, and TNC may have just lost the rat game with a Naga Siren.
Man, this game got so out of control so fast. The CK just managed to find the right fights, the opportunities, knows when to pop the Phantasm, when they need to commit to the fights. A lot of this game, I think, revolved around the decision-making of sending Raven across the map with his team to try to take fights. Good
All
move.
right, go straight for Lich. See if you can take that free kill. Meanwhile, Cuckoo, who's the one that I thought got oh, Cuckoo actually got landed. Ice Blast. Oh no, he's on the other side of the cliff. That's going to slow down Resolution's damage. FN does make the long jump in. Man, grabs the Lich, grabs the Tim's Tonka as well. Both supports down with no buyback. So TNC is going to have to stand against Vegas, against 5 with only 3 cores. They go for FN. They down a little bit low, managed to make a long jump away. Raven tries to chase him down, but it's just not going to happen. So instead he goes from Maposhka. He still has hopes to try and grab FN. It's his only real hope of being able to win this game is kill that damnable Stormtrooper, but he just can't quite get to him. Again, he's locked inside the cogs. Gostic, he's making Raven just constantly sit and wait, take a timeout. They do manage to hold, in fact, might even be able to get more as Maposhka does end up going down, but who really gives a damn? It's 2 heroes. Team Empire still have the Mega Creep, still have all the time in the world. It's TNC, the onus on them to try and actually push out these waves and make something of some substance happen.
This is pretty much their only shot with no buybacks, but the problem is they can't know that for sure, I guess. Or wait, did Gostic buy back for the fight in the base? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, so they know that they don't have buyback, but getting outside the base now is going to be a task. This is one of the situations where it's the hardest to come back from, but at the same time, you really don't want to tap out. Right? You want to try to play it out to the bitter end and see if there's, somehow, some way, maybe Empire throw their bodies at you a little bit reckless and you're able to get a couple of key picks and then. That being said, Empire making sure that they are playing it as safe as humanly possible from their dominant position, just going for the Roche. It's Aegis for FN, Cheese for Resolution once again. Once they group up, it could be the last push here.
They just have no item changes on TNC. You see Mjolnir being attempted by the Naga Siren. He still doesn't actually have the level 25 just yet. The Queen of Pain working towards that Bloodborne, but they've just lost too many fights. Nothing's going to change for these fights. It all just comes down to maybe some sort of blunder of execution for Team Empire, but as you said, they played it safe so far. They've gotten the Aegis and Cheese, and they continue to play it safe. And they want to finish up apparently a couple items. I see a Silver Edge being queued up for Roger here. That would put him with no buyback, but he doesn't have it anyway. 4 minutes, so.
This has definitely been a very entertaining game, though, to say the least. A lot of fighting, a lot of positioning for map control, playing against the Naga Siren. It's always really tense when you're the team who's kind of on the clock to try to deal with that hero.
Yeah.
And Empire managed to put themselves in such a dominant position against TNC, who a lot of people were expecting big things from as well. That's Sentry.
He's playing it dumb. He's like, I don't see you. I don't know what you're talking about.
They don't
Sentry. I didn't place one.
They don't want to go on that hero, man.
They really don't.
That hero's so tanky.
I think they're really hoping that they would catch Roger.
Yeah, Roger is definitely, he's redeemed himself without question this game.
Absolutely. He is. He's also quite tanky though. Look at him. 3,460 HP with a BKB and a heal 7.
I mean, let's not forget he also hits for about 1,000 damage with a chant.
Yeah.
God, that just seems so silly when
Look
you
at
think of this.
these smoke wraps coming in from the side. Another Sentry being laid down by the Naga Siren. They're just looking to burst him down, and there's no interruption here from TNC. They try and go for a force staff. Echo Slam, everything being thrown out just to be able to bring Raven down. That's all that matters. Well, maybe it's not. A buyback is up there for the Naga Siren. And a lot of these heroes, they take a lot of damage from the Chain Frost. They're going to go for Roger first. Heal Scepter being used by him. Sonic Wave's going to clip a little bit more damage onto him. Should be able to finish him off just before the Fisher lands. No buyback from him. 2.5 minutes. It's actually now 2 minutes as well. TNC are still stuck. They still on Earthshaker. It's just not enough.
Well, the kill on the hero, if it forces Empire off their side of the map, they may at the very least be able to push out the lanes.
It's a party.
And if they can get like 1 or 2 lanes past the cliff, then you're opening up opportunities to deal structural damage. And I think that's the way that they get back into the game, is like get a pick here and there. You know the Empire committed a ton when they were trying to commit for the Megas. And if you can manage to find a pick and another pick and maybe like one good fight, you could potentially get the lanes in such a manner that you want them to be able to... Yeah, he was TPing. You don't see that very often.
Not offensively. You use
yeah.
it defensively all the time, but Jesus. Ben, you give me a heart attack.
In that position, definitely something that is not seen too much, but it makes sense. You know, you just kill the creeps, keep the pressure on, make TNC just sit in space. And as much as they're trying to push out the waves, it's just really tough. Megas are called Megas for a reason.
You know what the worst thing about this, the Mega versus Mega, it's even worse than it was before, because now you've got the room control for Empire, the double rooms. The double rooms is so tough to beat in the late game, because every single one of them is like hugely influential. Sometimes an invis room, like we saw earlier on Resolution, could have actually gotten him a perfect opening. Surprise jump onto TNC. The Arcane rune is obviously huge, like 65 seconds, 23 second downtime. Throw it. You can pop it, just throw it at some tier 4s if you wanted to. Have his whole team just back up and just play with the illusions.
Well, Empire just biding their time, waiting for the lanes to slowly push in. It's probably the safest way to go about it, just making sure that all the lanes are in the base, and then you kind of go in together with the creeps, and just slowly kind of suffocate them. Phantasm here being popped.
At least TNT are keeping themselves entertained with the push from Team Empire.
I don't know if it's just because I don't speak Russian, but all their voice lines just sound so much more.
The Chaos Knight, Mega Creeps pushing further and further. Support building, bye-bye, Shrine.
Now this is something else that's really good to do when you're playing against a team that is Megas, is taking out all the rest of the buildings in the base, because then the creeps are basically, they're just walking straight towards the tier 4s, and there's nothing in between to kind of stop them. Just slowly chipping away at whatever is left of TNC space at this point.
50 to 35. This is the last stand from TNC against Megas, against a 5-man of Team Empire that is routinely beat them out in team fight. They still have hopes. If they can actually win this game somehow, make this a 2-0, they would solidify their top 4 into this stage a little bit further. Do not get into that lower bracket at the end of this group stage. Here comes the initiation of a little touring, a little bit of harassment damage on Red. Easily be undone with the heart. Tier 4 down to half HP. TNC really need to push this back, so they want to keep some of these towers alive. Stick throws out a hook shot. He does man flash on the damage, but ooh, FN gets blown up at the side. The Vice looks like he tried to make his jump and immediately gets shut down. He's going to be up in just 20 seconds time, but a Team Empire needs to try and escape. In the meantime, TNC pushing forward. They may have lost Sam H, but he immediately fought back. They need to catch something out of this, and Roger is going to be their next target. Snare up with the Bloodborne. Short work of him. He's down for 90 seconds with a flyback either. But progression has been made by Team Empire. A tier 4 was knocked down. The other one at half HP.
I mean, it seems like, you know, you lose 2 heroes for a tower, it doesn't really seem that worth it, but when the enemy team is under this kind of pressure from creeps, the tier 4s are the hardest towers basically to kill, and they do the most damage. So if your throne is exposed and you're Megad, that's one of those like 1 in 100 wins. You know what I mean? Like, if you're Megad, sometimes maybe like 5 out of 100 games you can win, because the tier 4 towers are like that buffer, because you're eventually going to have to leave the base if you want to win the game. And if you leave the base and you have no tier 4s, it just leaves the opportunity for heroes with boots and travel to just TP to side lanes and end the game. But if you have tier 4s, it's harder to do that. So getting that 1 tier 4 down is a really big step into securing the win for Empire.
If we're going to look on a very obscure right side here, Draskell. At least when 1437 gets his Aghanim Scepter on Lich, the Mega Creeps will allow the Chain Frost to stick around for a long time.
I mean, at this point, I guess you don't sell Midas, but you're kind of thinking about it, right? You're like, man, if I just had my Aghanims.
Yeah.
I I mean, this one's definitely been the longest one of the day for us, but you gotta respect TNCs.
I mean, he's got to get to that level 25 with the Midas, so the experience is important. Plus 35 frost armor, structure armor.
Yeah, that's insane, actually. 35 armor. My
Plus
God.
35.
Yeah, it like more than doubles the tower armor. The thing is, I always thought that talent was weird though, because if you get to 25 on a Lich, shouldn't the game kind of already be over?
Yeah, one way or the other.
And if you're the one who's winning the game, why would you ever want that? That's like a purely defensive niche.
And if you're losing the game, the extra armor's not going to save you.
Yeah.
Example A, this situation.
Hey guys, our tower's got 1,000,000 armor.
I'll jump in, so they're going to try and jump on his Sandman. They know they blew his buyback last time around. Not going to be able to get him, though. But maybe Cuckoo ends up dying. Jesus, he had to back away from Resolution Illusions there. So they force a lot of TNC back to the buyback. The Lich. TNC. Devilishly long time against these victories.
Oh, I like what Resolution did here. He actually opted to go for the butterfly.
Damage, the Ice Blast landing, managed to get off the DKB though, so no Echo Slam is going to be able to stop him. Tim's though in some serious trouble. Resolution just keeps on. If he can't get one kill, he'll get another one. It's usually going to be a support, and Punk is down permanently, so is Sam H. But Cuckoo's managed to finish off Roger. He needed to kill FN too, but FN managed to make his escape, and now Cuckoo's got to deal with the Resolution, the big man, Horseman, up against her. Jesus Christ, what was that crit? Resolution just explodes the Queen of Pain. She's forced into a buyback, comes back immediately, gets her vengeance. FN, he's back in town. Not a whole lot of mana, not a whole lot of HP, but maybe it's enough to bring down Raven and still make the escape. Makes a long jump away. Cuckoo, you've got to find him. He managed to get the kill. They knocked down 4 of Empire somehow, some way. He's going to be able to get to him. Rampage, baby. Give it to him. Win or lose. Rampage for Cuckoo.
Oh my God, how did they... I think that at that point in the game, isn't it worth it to just buy back and bot back in? Because you know that the Queen, like Cuckoo bought back, right? You kill him again. I guess Raven gets it too. Man, this is stressful.
I was about to say, Raven needs the buyback just to push out lanes.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, Rampage or not, you're still in the same situation. You always will be in the same situation unless you take advantage of the fact that heroes are dead right now.
He swapped up his items too. I really like what Raven did. He said, look, just having the Radiance is not enough.
No.
I gotta have something else to be able to kill the creeps faster just to get the waves out. Because if we're gonna turn this, we need to be able to lane pressure. And this is kind of one of those situations where, are they holding it so much just because of how hard Empire are going for the win? Or are they holding it because their lineup just really is that good in the late game? I like this.
68 armor.
I like this a
Physical
lot.
damage resistance of 80%.
I mean, there's even a Helm of the Dominator up on the Queen.
Oh, that, I'm all about it. Get some Helmet Dominators going, man.
Dude, he's got a Mega Queen.
Yeah, get all the Megas you can. Start standing them in front of that tier 4. Do not let that tier 4 take any more damage from creeps. Even that one swing of that creep is real hurtful to my heart. Because I know Grant hates it, but you've got healable damage on this tier 4. Right?
Absolutely.
You can just protect it, it can go all the way back up to 600 HP, and you can really abuse the fact you've got this plus 35 frost armor, structure armor.
This may be, and I don't want to jinx myself, but it's probably going to be one of the only games ever where this talent does something. This could be it, Cap. This could be Ice Frog sitting there waiting this whole time, just going, this is my time. You thought it was worthless, Cap. You didn't know why it existed, but it was for this game.
I saw it all coming.
He really did.
Smoke up, wrap around. Team Empire again trying to hit right or left. This time it's going to be right with a double damage. Up on the smoke, get the ward down, but can't quite jump onto the heroes. And Fuel Scepter that actually killed that double damage. Empire not feeling as comfortable with this situation after all, they don't have buyback from some, but it doesn't deter Caustic one bit. He immediately jumps onto Tim's, knows that this hero doesn't really have the buyback, and it's a huge interest with the bolt, but he managed to survive through all of that one. Resolution catches 1437, Raven unable to save with the Song of Siren. Roger just goes straight for Raven, but his BKB actually runs out at that time. Resolution's gonna be stuck in the Chakram, takes a lot of damage during that period of time. Good as an illusion. He might actually run out of the guard, but no, he actually gets damage first. Goes for the tier 4. It doesn't have frost armor. Boys, take it down. And X with the torrent dodge by the Ghoul Scepter. Resolution. Oh, he has the Bloodthorn on him. He's in serious trouble. Now they can bring him down finally, but the BKB goes off. He managed to get a defensive force that plus Glimmer Cape. He gets away with a tier 4, gets dropped. TNC are left with 3 heroes for 60 seconds and 90 seconds, respective of the Timbersaw and the Lich, but they're still gonna hold onto their throne, at least for now. Empire are going to give them that much.
I wonder if it's worth it for Thieven to just go back and buy a Ghost Scepter. Like, if he gets Reality Rifted and he's not like instantly instantly Glimmer Caving himself, he just dies. The throne's exposed here, Cat. This could be the time Empire can finally put the nail in the coffin.
They're gonna go for Raven first. BKB activated. FN wants to make sure he can get this damage in unimpeded, but Raven does manage to get saved. But Jesus, again, it happens! The physical damage is too much for the Queen of Pain. She's down for 2 minutes, and Empire will finally end this game. Raven, they stop him from being able to pump the Song of Siren, get him locked down for 3 seconds or more. Now 2 minutes down, and TNC are finally gonna be forced out of this game 2 by Empire. They end it in a draw.
My goodness. What a game. The game. Props to Empire. And especially Roger making that comeback. FN having a phenomenal game despite starting off by